Hello. Good afternoon, Miss Rose. Oh, hold on. I cannot hear anything. Let me just check my speaker. Can you hear me, Miss Rose? I cannot hear any your end. Hello, Miss. Oh, really? Hold on. Let me just check. Hello, sound check. Oh,
Hello,
okay, there. I can hear you now. Can you hear me, Miss Rose? My audio and microphone.
you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Okay, how about me, Miss Rose? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay, that's great. How are you, Miss Rose?
I'm head of the PC day.
Oh, PC day today or this week?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a cousin. He's he have DC and he have to hospital
Oh,
and now he come back home
okay. Is
and
he feeling better?
I take care
I
children
see.
of his family.
His family. Okay, but I hope he's feeling better now.
Yeah. Now he better and come
Mm-hmm.
back home.
Mm-hmm. Well, we really have to take care of ourselves, right? Because if circumstances like that would happen, it's only not us who'll get affected, right? So it's important to take care of ourselves. Hello, Miss Tram.
Hello, teacher.
Okay, welcome back to our class. How are you?
Uh, I'm fine today.
Okay. Well, it's nice to see you both again. I'm so sorry. Last time I wasn't able to actually find a schedule for a makeup class because I have full schedule at the weekend. And then during weekdays, my night schedule is also full. So I cannot find a schedule that fits the 1 hour and 30 minutes class. My available schedule is mostly 30 minutes. So I
Oh,
could not find one schedule that is one straight 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'm so sorry for that. All right. So for our session this afternoon, we are going to continue with our book about business communication. So if you could still recall, last time we already finished our unit number 4, and now we are going to transition to unit number 5. And let me just present to you our material. All right. So unit number 5 is about ethical business. Okay. So we will now talk more about business and how can we say that a business or a company is ethical. Now, can you share your thoughts about the word ethical? What do we mean by ethical business?
for me, I think ethical business is how as a company uh, makes products, provide uh, service in the right way.
Okay. So, based on your answer, Miss Tram, okay, when we see ethical business, this is a form of business that operates in the right way. Okay, let me type it here. Business, oops, business that operates in the right way. All right. So we have here, okay, the phrase in the right way. How can we say that a business operates in the right way?
Mm, I think is for first of all, in the right way is suit with the law of uh, a business law of the law of country.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it follows the law,
Yes.
correct?
Provide goods, products, and service to customer.
All right, so you provide quality products and services. Good job. Product or service.
Yes, and treat the employee well.
All right, treats employees well. Okay, good. Okay, so when
Uh,
we talk about business that operates in the right way, it actually encompasses all aspects, legal aspects in establishing a business, right? So
yeah,
before you can operate as a business, you have to follow the law. Okay, you have
yeah,
to register your business. And in order for you to get that license to operate, you have to provide quality product, you have to provide a good working environment for your employees, right?
yeah.
Okay, thank you, Miss Trump, for your ideas. How about you, Miss Rose? What is your idea of what we call ethical business? Oh, you're on mute, Miss Rose.
I have I think that the right way on business is uh, like mission is follow the law of
Mhm,
country
mhm,
which where the company open.
mhm. All right, correct. So, well, when we see ethical business, it actually goes beyond the legal qualification of having your license to operate. Okay. So, aside from the things that you have mentioned, when we see ethical business, this has something to do with the moral principles of of the company or the business itself. So if you have observed, most or almost all business or companies have their own mission, vision, and core values. Now the company actually operates on those mission, vision, and core values, which would actually go back to the idea of the moral principles. Right. So aside from the things that you have mentioned, we also say that a business is ethical if the business or the company lessens negative impact on society and environment. Okay, so that means that the company or the business itself promotes good society and it actually helps preserve the environment. So it's not just about the business itself, but it's about the impact of the business or the company to the community, to the society, to the environment, and to the country as a whole. Okay, so that's what we call ethical business. So it is grounded on the moral principles. Okay, so this will be our this top topic for unit number 5. Now, let's have our starting point. What effect? can be positive or negative, can companies have on the environment and the local community? So we said earlier that ethical business uh, drives the society, and it has an impact on the environment and the people who live in the community. Now, can you tell us what effect can companies or businesses have on the environment and the local community?
Hmm, I think company can have both positive and negative on the environment and the local community.
Mhm,
Uh, for positive, uh, company can call people to save energy, paper, reduce using plastics.
mhm. Okay, so that means companies can promote having green life, right? So when we say
Yeah,
green life, eco-friendly life. So the use of reusable bags, lessen plastic, right? What else?
uh, uh, company can also uh, to organize some volunteer project to protect environment by their fund,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
like plant trees, provide clean water, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And negative, I think when company produce production, they will cause some negative impact on the environment, like uh, rác là gì nhỉ? Rust, chất thải công nghiệp rust,
What
rust industrial
Mm-hmm.
industrial rust.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the production of toxic waste, the carbon dioxide, right, which can
Yeah.
negatively impact on the environment. Okay, anything
Yes.
else, Miss Tram?
And uh, they can mm, and they can make negative impact on the land where local people live.
Mm-hmm.
So it can affect to agriculture.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're pertaining to land conversion. Okay, land
Yes.
conversion from farm
Yes.
fields to
So
factories.
yes. So it led to impact to sustainable agricultural development of the country.
Mm-hmm. Okay, correct. So, of course, if farm fields are now being converted into factories, the agriculture of the country would be greatly affected. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, thank you, Miss Tram, for all your ideas. How about you, Miss Rose? What effect can companies have on the environment and the local community?
I think that's if positive, it develop economic
Mm-hmm.
uh, create job for people.
Okay, correct. So, can boost economy. Okay, and it can create jobs for people. Correct. Anything else?
Develop because of develop economics start to develop chances transformer
Mm-hmm.
uh, giao thông là gì nha.
Transformation.
Transformation.
Transport.
Mm-hmm.
Transformation là thông tin, transport là giao thông.
Okay. Is it
Transport.
transportation?
Yeah,
Oh,
transportation. Develop transportation.
okay.
Um,
Let me just type it here. Develop
uh,
transportation.
yeah, and develop more of the thing such as healthy education.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So promote education, health, and of course, general welfare.
About negativity, I think when a company like us can uh, pollution is popular
Mm-hmm.
and
Correct.
sometimes when company lack of natural resource
Mm-hmm. Natural resources.
and sometimes is um, imbalance, nature imbalance,
Mm-hmm.
lack of nature imbalance.
Okay. Nature imbalance. All right. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your ideas about the effects that can companies have on the environment and the local community. Of course, when a country or an area is progressing, there are some good and bad side to what we call progress. The positive things about progress or having a lot of companies in an area is that it can boost the economy, just like what Miss Rose mentioned. It can create opportunities for people. Therefore, they will have jobs. They can have salary, and people can now have the capacity to purchase the things that they need and they want. So therefore, the economy will move too. It will also create that positive thing in the economy that everything works because all the people have the opportunity to have their job. Another thing is that it the different companies can also have um, different organizations that aims to improve the lives of the people living in the area. So for example, they can donate to education, to healthcare, to the general welfare of the people. And of course, there are projects that also help lessen its impact on the environment. However, when it comes to the negative things, of course, these companies also drive in the idea that they have to use the natural
Cái này
resources
nặng
in
quá.
order for them to produce
Bột
things. So,
quay
this
bông
is
vô trong
actually correct that nature
nó
imbalance
nặng hơn.
can also be a concern.
Nó không
Okay.
dễ nhé. Nó
So
không trọng nó
the
đâu nhé.
more progressive the country is, the more they struggle when it comes to maintaining the environment. This is actually a
Lưng nó
challenge to most countries to lessen pollution and to as much as possible not convert lands to factories. Okay. So right now, if you are living in the city, you can already see the impact of different companies to the environment. Okay. Now, all of these things are actually connected to what we call ethical business, which later on we will talk about. Okay. Now, do you know any companies that are well known for their social responsibility? Okay, can you name a company or do you know a company in your place that is also well known for social responsibility? So, when we say social responsibility, they have activities, projects that promotes social well-being. And is it a selling point for the company? Is it a good point for the company?
Mm, yes. Nowadays a lot in my country are well known for their social responsibility because they want to um, mm, they want to promote their reputation in the
Mhm.
market
Mhm.
and uh, uh, like in my company they had a lot of project
Mhm.
to uh, show their social responsibilities like provide school fee for
Mm.
student,
Scholarships.
a scholarship for the student in university.
Mhm.
Uh, they also had a fund for the for poor student to
Mhm.
take uh, to have them buy the ticket
Mhm.
uh, for when they come their back their home in the holiday like
The
this
holiday.
or summer holiday.
Nice. And is it a good point for
Uh,
your company, Miss Tram?
I think it's good buy for the company because uh, they are uh, they will be well known in the market.
Yes, correct. You know what? I actually am a product of a company scholarship. When I was in the
Yeah.
university, I applied for a scholarship to one of the leading supermarkets here in the Philippines. So it's called the SM Foundation. It's a group of supermarket, the companies here in the Philippines. So I applied for a scholarship in their company and I was granted the scholarship. So they
Yeah.
paid all my fees in the university. They provided allowances for books, transportation. So all I did back in college was to just study. Okay. And it's
Uh,
actually a good point for the company because they have a lot of scholars around the Philippines. Okay, so
mm,
they have thousands of scholars in the Philippines, and it is actually a good social campaign for the company because they aim for educating more Filipinos here in the Philippines. Now, is it a good selling point? Yes, it is because a lot of people supports the supermarket chain and that they actually use it to promote education, not just their, supermarket field, but it actually has this kind of social campaign. So it's a good selling point too.
yeah.
How about you, Miss Rose? Do you know any company that are well known for their social responsibility? Oh, you're on mute, Miss Rose.
I have forever searched that there in my country have a several company sustainable develop
Mm-hmm.
such as Vinamilk.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear Vinamilk.
Oh, what's that?
Vinamilk.
Vina meal.
Vinamilk. Yeah. It
Oh.
is a company's product milk.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it is popular in Vietnam
Mm-hmm.
and the company have buy other company in American.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Uh,
what is the social responsibility that they are promoting?
uh, I hear that uh, Vinamilk is one of the best 50 company sustainable development in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
They have program Vietnam Dairy Fund.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they have several programs that
Uh,
promotes social welfare.
Yet it program help people
Mm-hmm.
in school have milk.
Mm.
In improve nutrition
Nutrient.
for child.
Ah, okay. That's
Yeah.
great.
And they have program tree planting project and
Mm-hmm.
achieve net zero emission by 2050. Yeah,
2050. Oh, okay. And is it a good selling point for the company, Miss Rose, to have those kinds of projects?
yeah, they have a good salary. And my dream when I graduate university
Mhm.
is work on Vinamilk, but I can't. It is difficult.
Difficult.
Uh,
Yeah, well,
Vinamilk is a big company
a big
on
company.
Vietnam. Yeah, and in the future, it's a global company.
And it's now becoming a global
Yeah.
company. And you know what? With those kinds of big companies and they accompany it with social welfare projects, these companies will be one of the giant and the biggest companies that we can have in our country, right? And that's a good thing about these companies. Yes, they are big, they are powerful, but at the same time, they also contribute to the welfare of the people that lives in the area, not only in the area, but the entire country. Okay. So thank you so much for your sharing. And now let's continue and have the next question. Do you know any companies that have a public image problem because of their activities? Okay, yes, there are companies with good selling point. They have good image in the society. But there are also companies that have this negative image because of their causes or because of how the company works.
Yes. Some I hear that some
Almost.
company in nghe được chưa? In my countries
Mhm.
had a public image problem because of their bad activities to impact because they impact uh, to environment like Vedan. Do you know Vedan company?
Mm. And what kind of company is that? Is it also a mining
It's
company?
it in FMCG sector.
I see.
Yes.
And
They create a lot of rat industrial rat to
mm,
environment.
environment.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they ignore uh, they ignore it and local and người dân địa phương and local resident
Mm-hmm.
uh, phát hiện
Complaining.
là gì nhỉ? Complain about them
Mm-hmm. Correct. Because if the
and
company produces toxic waste, industrial rust,
yeah.
of course, the people living near the factory or the company would really complain.
Yes. So uh, this this activity impact to uh, make tạo ra create a bad influence
Mm-hmm.
in the market. So their sản lượng là gì nhỉ? Their production has reduced
Reduced.
has reduced in many years
Mm-hmm.
and uh, before the bad activity their product is uh, top top of rank
that
in
was
in the
before.
before in the top rank in the world
Mhm.
and in Vietnam, but no, um, after their past after those past activity,
Mhm.
so their production were reducing and uh, ra khỏi cái gì ra khỏi cái top đấy là gì nhưng mà and go down
Oh,
Mhm.
went down
Went
how
down.
and
Are
went down.
they still operational, Miss Ram?
Yet,
Or
but
did they close their company already?
they don't close the company, but their their nhưng mà cái sản lượng của họ rất là ít thế nào nhỉ? But their production
Quantity
quantity production is very low, very
low.
low.
So it has this decrease over the years. Okay.
Yes,
So if the production is decreasing, of course, it also has a negative impact on the company itself,
yeah,
right? And that's the sad reality, right? Uh, if you're already a big company and you forget to follow all the necessary things that would could also, protect the image of the company, your company would definitely suffer. So one mishap, one problem that the people would see could have a big impact on your company. So it's not an assurance that you are already established company, because if people see that your company is doing something negative, of course the people would react, and it can even publicized and even posted on social media, which could ruin your image, right? How about you, Miss Rose? Do you know any companies that have a public image problem because of their activities? You're on mute, Miss
in oh
Rose.
yeah, in Vietnam we have uh, we have two popular big scandal company. This is Vedan and Fumosa.
I'm actually curious, so I'm gonna search those companies. All right. Okay. So what
Ve-
were their
yeah.
problem?
Some talk about Vedan. Vedan is a popular Japanese company
Mhm.
with
no,
product
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Đài Loan à?
Thailand
Vietnam,
is Taiwan,
Taiwan à? Không phải
and Formosa is China.
yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
Formosa is a product a company with products iron
Mm-hmm.
and steel, and they and they discharge water to the sea.
See that. So they are actually causing um ocean pollution.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
and to the sea, and greater
Mm-hmm.
pollution because the sea at the center of Vietnam.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And
It is
of course,
near near the some countryside.
the countryside. Hold on. I'm
Hà Tĩnh.
actually searching for it. Okay. So it caused over 70 tons of fish and devastated livelihoods. I see. Okay. And here in the Philippines, well, I'm not really well versed into companies that have negative public image, but most of the people find mining industries as companies with bad image. Okay. So these are those industries that would dig. the mountains to find natural resources. So people here in the Philippines actually have a negative connotation, a negative idea about mining industries. Okay, because they actually destroy the nature and they cause heavy floodings and landslides here in the Philippines. Okay, so mining industries are actually facing a negative public image here in the Philippines because they destroy mountains, they destroy natural resources. Okay, and yes, these kinds of activities, okay, that companies may not bother to think about, but it actually has the capacity to destroy the image of your company. And if your company's image is tainted with this kinds of activities, the entire company would suffer, including, of course, the people working in the company. Right. So, if, for example, the production would diminish or decrease, of course, the company would have no other choice but to lay off employees. Right. So, keeping a good company image is something that the company should protect about, right? Which we will talk about in our next sessions. So let's now take a look at our featured article, okay, for this afternoon. And it has something to do with keeping a good image for the company. And of course, having a purpose in running the company. So our featured article is about our reason for being. Okay, now let us practice reading our featured article. Let us start with Miss Tram.
Patagonia gets you out of a small company that makes tools for climbers. Mountain climbing is still at the heart of our business, but we also make clothes for skiing, snowboarding, surfing, fly fishing, paddling, and trail running. All of these are silent sports. They don't require a motor or the cheese of a crowd. The reward comes from connecting with nature. Our values reflect a business that was started by a band of climb and
Climbers
surf climbers and surfers who
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 love.
love who love
Wow.
wild and beautiful places. This means that we act
Responsibly.
responsibly, responsibly and take an active part in the fight to repair the damage that is being done to the health of our planet. We acknowledge that the wild world we love best is disappearing. That is why we say a strong commitment to protecting natural lands and waters. Caring for the environment is very important to us. We donate our time, services, and at least 1% for ourselves and hundreds of environmental groups all over the world who are working to protect and restore the environment. But we also know that our business activity, from lighting our store to dyeing shirts, creates pollution as a byproduct. So we work steadily to reduce the impact we have and do more than simply comply with the regulation. We use recycled polyester
Again,
poly-
polyester.
polyester in many of our clothes and only organic. rather than
Pesticide.
pesticide. Pesticide,
Pesticide.
pesticide
Intensive. Cotton.
intensive cotton. Staying true to our principle during 30 plus years in business has helped us create a company we're proud to run and work for.
Okay, thank you, Miss Tram, for reading. Now let's have Miss Rose to try reading our featured article.
Our reason for being Patagonia grew Arabs, a small company that made tools for climber. Mountain climbing is still at the heart of our business, but we also make clothes for skiing,
Skiing.
snow
One more time.
skiing,
Skiing.
skiing, snowboarding, surfing, fly fishing, paddling, and trail running. All of these are silent sports. They don't require a motor or cheer or crowd. The reward comes from connecting with nature. Our values reflect a business that was started by a man of climber and surfer who loved wind and beautiful place. This means that we act responsibly and take
Again, responsibly.
an active part in the fight to repair the damage that is being done to the health of our planet. We acknowledge that the wind or we love best is disappearing. That is why we say a strong commitment to protecting natural land and waters. Caring for the environment is very important to us. We donate our time, survive, and at least 1% of our sales to hundreds of environment groups all over the world who are working to protect and restore the environment. But we also know that our business activity, from lighting our store to dyeing shirts, risk pollution as a byproduct. So it works steadily to reduce
Steadily.
steadily to reduce the impact we have and do more than simply comply with the regulation. We use recycled polyester in many of our clothes and only organic rather than pesticide-intensive cotton. Staying true to our principles during 30 plus years in business has helped us create a company we are proud to run and work for.
Okay, so in this article, of course, we are talking about a company that is producing clothes for different sports. Okay, now let me just highlight the things that I want you to practice on. We have here the term climbers. So this is actually a word with silent B. So we don't say climbers. Okay, we say climbers. And then we have, okay, this word clothes. So this is pronounced with silent E. So we don't say clothes, but we say clothes. Okay, so it's silent E. Okay. We also have the term, okay, let me find it, this one, comply. So again, the pronunciation of this is comply, not comply. Okay, because this is actually a common misconception that ly is always pronounced as ly. Okay, because that's an adverb, but this one is comply. Then we also have here polyester. So this is one of the materials that is used to create clothes. Okay. And then we have pesticide. So when we say pesticide, it is a type of uh, chemicals that removes pests. Okay. So those are the different words that I want you to practice on. Okay, now let's read them one more time. Let's start from Miss Tram. Let's start from the first word.
Climbers, gloves, comply, polyester, pesticide,
Okay, good. How about you, Miss Rose? Let's practice reading the words.
Climbers,
Again, climbers.
climbers, gloves, complies, polyester, pesticide,
Again,
pesticide,
pesticide.
pesticide.
All right, good job. Okay, now that you have finished reading the article, let's now answer the questions. Okay, now let's have question number one. How have the company's founders influenced what the company does now? Again, how have the company's founders influenced what the company does now? Okay, let's go back to the article. Okay, what is the company all about? What are they trying to produce? And what is its connection to their social cause?
They produce a tool for climbers
Mhm,
and try to make it uh, with friendly material that
mhm,
connecting with nature.
mhm. All right,
Mm,
correct. Okay,
and
so we have here the idea that the company Patagonia started by a band of climbers and surfers who love wild and beautiful places. So that means that is the starting point. So the founders of the company are actually climbers and surfers who love nature, right? And that's actually the influence now of the owners, that since they are climbers, they are surfers, they thought of having a business of producing tools, clothes that are related to their interests. And aside from producing those things, they also make a move to help protect the environment. Okay? Since they love beautiful places, right? So that's how the founders influence what the company does now. It affects, or it is based on the founders or the owners' interests and their love for nature. Okay. And what does the company have a commitment to? And how do they show their commitment? Yeah, let's go back to the article. What is their commitment and how do they show it?
mm, they work steadily to reduce the impact we have and do more than simply comply with the regulation.
Mm-hmm,
They use recycle polyester in many of their clothes and only organic rather than pesticide-intensive cotton.
mm-hmm, correct. So they know that their business activity creates pollution, right? But they try their best to reduce the impact by doing more than the regulation. So they use recycled polyester rather than pesticide intensive cotton. Okay. Aside from that, Miss Rose, what are the other things that they do to actually stick to their commitment of protecting the environment?
I think they donate their time, survey, and at least 1% of their sale to 100 environment groups all over the world.
Okay, good job. So these are the different things that the company takes to make sure that, yes, they still operate as a business, but they are actually following their goal, their commitment of protecting the environment too. So it's more than the requirement of the government. It's not actually directly stated in the law, but they are doing it not for the company only, but also to the environment. Okay. Now let's continue with the third one. Okay, we already answered that one. And let's have question number four. Why are the owners proud of the company?
Mm, staying to their principle during 30 plus years in business had helped they create a company we they proud to run and work for.
Correct. So the company owners are proud of their company because first, they have been in the industry for 30 plus years. So it's not actually a simple way to establish a company that would last for 30 plus years. So that is already a huge feat or huge win for the company. Second, they are not just running the company, but they're also protecting the environment. So it's going beyond the company's production, right? So that's the reason why they are feeling proud of their company. And do you or would you buy products from companies like Patagonia? Okay, after reading the article, do you want to patronize their products and how important it is for you to buy products from ethical companies like Patagonia?
I think I uh, would buy product from company like Patagonia because uh, through this company I also contribute uh, my environmental responsibility to protect the environment.
Mhm. Correct, correct. So if you are into doing those sports as well, you share the same vision, you share the same mission with the company. And so you will be encouraged to buy products from companies like that, right? How about you, Miss Rose? Okay, would you buy products from companies like Patagonia? Oh, you're on mute, Miss Rose.
I have ever buy product with like company Patagonia.
Mm-hmm,
My country have company is Coolmess.
mm-hmm,
They product for clothes with uh, made by coffee bã là gì
mm-hmm,
nhỉ?
mm-hmm,
Coffee and plastic recycle.
mm-hmm. Okay, so they are promoting recycling of products like plastics.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
and I think it is important um, for the every people when I promote improve price recycle product
mm-hmm,
in my country
mm-hmm,
and it help the company develop more.
mm-hmm. Correct. Of course, if the company is aiming or doing things for the betterment of the society and the
Hello.
environment, a lot of people would
I,
actually support that company, right?
Yeah,
So that's the good thing about having an ethical business because people would actually empathize. Let me type the word here. People would empathize okay, with your company. So when we say empathy, they would feel the same way like your company. And so they will be encouraged to purchase products from that company, right? So they play on the emotional aspect of, the company, of the product, to help the company have a positive image too. Okay, so those are the answers to our questions about our featured text. Okay? And now let's continue and move on to the next part. So we have here words in column A and column B. So we have to match the words in A and B to make phrases to complete questions 1 to 7. Okay, so for example, okay, I'll give you example number 1. Do most companies in your country always, so we have to think of the pairing. So I'll use comply with regulations, or do they sometimes bend the rules? Okay, so that's the pairing. We have comply with regulations. Okay, how about number 2? What do you think is the phrase that we need to complete the question?
Mm. Do you know of any companies that donate time, service, or money to help local organizations?
Okay, correct. So this is actually the same with the paragraph, right? So we have donate time. Good. How about number 3? I think we also talked about this earlier.
How can business can,
We have blank. They have on.
reduce the impact they have on the environment?
Okay, let's see. Is it reduce impact? Correct. So we have reduce impact on the environment. So when we say reduce impact, we actually associate now the phrase reduce impact with something negative, right? So when we say, how can businesses reduce impact they have on the environment? So we are connoting this kind of phrase to having a negative impact on the environment. How about number 4? Why should a company blank and deal with any pollution that is by byproduct of its business activity?
Take a strong commitment. No, 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 no. Uh, take responsibility. Responsibility.
Okay, is it take responsibly? Let's find out. Okay, we say, oh, this one. Why should a company act responsibly? Okay, so that's a better term for that. So we have act responsibly. Although take responsibly is also something that you can use. However, when it comes to having a positive impact in terms of meaning, we say act is better than take, because you are doing, not just taking. Okay, because when you say take responsibility, it's like, yes, you accept, but you don't do anything. But when you say act responsibly, you are taking the responsibility, the
Mm,
accountability, and you are doing actions.
mm,
Okay. How about number
mm.
5? Does your company blank the life of the
Say,
local community?
say a strong commitment to the line.
Okay, let's say, is it share strong commitment? Oh, we have here, does your company take an active part? Okay, so we have here take an active part. So it means this actually pertains to the projects, activities, okay, that affect the life of the local community. Okay. How about number 6?
Uh, this stay true to its principle.
Okay, let's see. Should a company, all right, good, stay true to its principle? Okay, stay true to its principle. And then the last,
Say a strong commitment to.
okay, the last would be this one. Okay, so these are actually the different points that, we talked about in our sharing earlier. Okay, so let's take a look at the different questions and let's, okay, answer them one by one. Okay, let's have question number 1. Do most companies in your country always comply with regulations, or do they sometimes bend the rules? Okay, when we say bend the rules, you don't follow the rules. Okay, let's try to answer question number 1. Do companies in your country always comply with regulations, or do they sometimes bend the rules?
I think it dependent on company and on their mission and vision.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know I have noticed that a lot of company in my country, it is not too big company.
Mm-hmm.
Often small company, uh, they sometimes bend the rules, such
Mm-hmm.
as uh, they reduce some material in their product, make it less quanti- quality,
Mm-hmm.
less quality,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, also their product uh, don't affect to customer health,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not good like say quảng cáo gì nhỉ? Advertise,
Advert,
Advertisement.
advertise, yes,
Mm-hmm. I see. And yes, I do agree that if it's small company, I think most not all, maybe some of them, okay, some of the small companies bend the rules. Like they would only comply with regulations when they are actually asking for business permit. But once they are granted the business permit, they will make some revisions in the production of their product just
yeah,
to make the product less when it comes to the production cost and more affordable for the people. Okay, but the
yeah,
quality may suffer, right? The
yeah,
quantity may be increased, but the quality is reduced, right?
yeah.
How about question? Okay, let me erase this one. Okay, let's have question number 3, Miss Rose. How can businesses reduce impact they have on the environment?
uh, a company. How can business a company
Yeah. How can
Yeah.
businesses or
Um,
companies?
I think in prison, uh, we have they in the world have a lot of company uh, develop certain table.
Mm-hmm.
They use green energy,
Green energy.
and they product with recycle with uh, not impact to pollution
Mm-hmm.
environment.
Okay. So they produce recycled products. Okay. To reduce impact on the environment. Okay. So the term is produce. Okay. Good job.
Yeah,
So, of course, aside from using green energy, recycling is also an important way to reduce impact that they have on the environment. Okay. How about this one? Does your company take an active part in the life of the local community? Okay, if so, what does it do? Okay, what does your company do to take an active part in improving the life of the local community? Okay, Ms. Tram already mentioned earlier about the scholarship programs,
No.
right? Aside from scholarship programs, what other activities, projects does your company have to improve the life
Mm,
of the people
yeah.
around?
Mm. Besides the scholarship, my company has a fund for uh, country national sport
Mm-hmm.
football.
Football. Mhm.
Yeah, football of the country.
They sponsor. Uh,
Yeah,
okay,
for the football.
so is that
Uh,
every year, Miss Tram?
yes, and they also help people who are living in uh, remote uh,
Areas.
areas uh, and and who are in need by provides uh, our our product
Mm-hmm.
for free
Mm-hmm.
and call for everyone to help them by give them some clothes
Mm-hmm. Clothes.
of effort,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the flood season.
Mm-hmm. I see. So they really have a lot of projects, not only at the scholarship program, but you also take into sports to also improve the lives of people living in the remote areas, right?
Now,
Because they are really the people who need help, okay? Because
now,
they don't actually have access to these things.
yeah.
Okay, thank you, Miss Tram. How about you, Miss Rose? Does your company take part in improving the life of the local community? If so, what does it do?
my company have scholarship for students in university
Mm-hmm.
to help poor students
Mm-hmm.
on education.
Okay.
And when in my country have bão là gì nhỉ? Have storm, have storm, and
Mm-hmm.
my company uh, give a lot of money and
Mm-hmm.
product in my company for local
Mm-hmm.
for local people.
Local people. I see. So, when it comes to, of course, giving, money to people who are victims of calamities, we prefer to use the term donate. Okay. So what's the difference between giving and donating? So when we say giving, someone is requesting. Like, for example, you receive a letter of request asking you to give money. So that's giving. But when we say donate, you give even without the request. Okay, so for example, you heard there's a calamity and there are people who got affected by it. So you immediately took the initiative to give money. So that's donating. Okay, no one ask you to give something, but you donate. So that's donating. When we say giving, someone from that area asks for help, and so you give. Okay, so that's the difference between donate and give. Although both of them would mean sending out help, but they differ in terms of how much willingness you have, okay, when it comes to donating and giving. Okay. So these are the different questions that we also talked about earlier. So again, having an ethical business is necessary in the company and of course in the local community. So if in the future you will become business owners, you should not only think about your company, you should also think about how you can contribute to improve the life of the people living near or around your company. Okay. So now that we are done with our set of practice questions, let us now move on to our listening activity number one. So we have to listen to a radio presenter questioning Shamsul Aziz, a spokesperson for a leading gas and oil exploration company. So we have to answer questions 1 to 4. How would you describe the interviewer style? Is it friendly? Is it interrogating? Is it nice? Okay. How does the spokesperson react to the questions? Is he calm? Is he nervous? Okay. And then what does the company do for its staff, the environment, the local communities it operates? And do you think the company is doing enough for environment and local community? So these are the points that we will discuss after we listen to the radio presenter. Okay. Are you ready? Okay, let
Yes.
me play the audio now.
Unit 5. 5.1.
And now on to business. And we have with us in the studio Shamsul Aziz from Karno Oil and Gas Exploration, who will be telling us about their latest initiatives in social responsibility. Mr. Aziz, isn't it dishonest to pretend that you're anything other than a big multinational motivated by greed with a reputation for ruining the environment and exploiting local people?
Not at all. We take corporate social responsibility very seriously. Because as a leading gas and oil exploration company, we know that we can have a dramatic effect on people's lives.
Not necessarily a good one.
If I may answer the question, we are proud of our business ethics. Looking after our staff isn't just something we have suddenly discovered. It's one of our core values. We've always had a strong commitment to our workforce and an ethical approach to the environment and the communities we work in. We have a reputation for fairness. We work hard to combat discrimination and prejudice within our organization, and we are constantly improving working conditions for our staff. Safety has always been at the top of our agenda, but we have schemes in place for education, health and training. We do take care of our people.
Leaving that aside for a minute, how can an oil company have any credibility when it claims to be environmentally friendly? Surely that's deception. Your industry is probably the greatest contributor to pollution that there is.
No, not at all. As regards the environment, we can't say how people should or shouldn't use oil, but what we can do, and what we have done, is to reduce our own methane and hydrocarbon emissions. And we've made good progress. We also support a range of local projects. To take just one example, we provide financial support for turtle conservation in Bangladesh and have done for several years.
Apart from a few turtles, what do you actually do to help the people who are affected by your operations?
One of our guiding principles is to give back to the communities where we are carrying out our operations. So in Sangu, for example, we have established a community project to provide skills training for unemployed youths. And in Rajasthan, we have undertaken health initiatives and other schemes to encourage sustainable livelihoods.
Some people might see that as a form of bribery rather than generosity.
I don't agree. It could be seen as corruption if all the money went to just one individual. But the support we provide, the health clinics, assistance to the air ambulance and so on, now these are things that benefit everyone, not just the people who work for us directly.
Okay, well, if I can now turn to the question of the...
All right, now let's listen one more time to the interview.
Unit 5. 5.1.
And now on to business. And we have with us in the studio Shamsul Aziz from Kano Oil and Gas Exploration, who will be telling us about their latest initiatives in social responsibility. Mr. Aziz, isn't it dishonest to pretend that you're anything other than a big multinational motivated by greed with a reputation for ruining the environment and exploiting local people?
Not at all. We take corporate social responsibility very seriously. Because as a leading gas and oil exploration company, we know that we can have a dramatic effect on people's lives.
Not necessarily a good one.
If I may answer the question, we are proud of our business ethics. Looking after our staff isn't just something we have suddenly discovered. It's one of our core values. We've always had a strong commitment to our workforce and an ethical approach to the environment and the communities we work in. We have a reputation for fairness. We work hard to combat discrimination and prejudice within our organization, and we are constantly improving working conditions for our staff. Safety has always been at the top of our agenda, but we have schemes in place for education, health, and training. We do take care of our people.
Leaving that aside for a minute, how can an oil company have any credibility when it claims to be environmentally friendly? Surely that's deception. Your industry is probably the greatest contributor to pollution that there is.
No, not at all. As regards the environment, we can't say how people should or shouldn't use oil, but what we can do, and what we have done, is to reduce our own methane and hydrocarbon emissions. And we've made good progress. We also support a range of local projects. To take just one example, we provide financial support for turtle conservation in Bangladesh and have done for several years.
Apart from a few turtles, what do you actually do to help the people who are affected by your operations?
One of our guiding principles is to give back to the communities where we are carrying out our operations. So in Sangu, for example, we have established a community project to provide skills training for unemployed youths. And in Rajasthan, we have undertaken health initiatives and other schemes to encourage sustainable livelihoods.
Some people might see that as a form of bribery rather than generosity.
I don't agree. It could be seen as corruption if all the money went to just one individual. But the support we provide, the health clinics, assistance to the air ambulance and so on, now these are things that benefit everyone, not just the people who work for us directly.
Okay, well, if I can now turn to the question of the...
Okay, so now that you have listened to the interview twice, what can you say about the interview style? How does the interviewer ask questions? Are the words he used are positive or negative?
A negative and with serious emotion.
Correct. So this is actually different from a talk show, right?
Yeah.
So when you watch a talk show in the television, the interviewer would appear kind, would say positive words, and would appear charming. But in this interview, the interviewer is actually serious, direct, and at the same time, he is challenging. Okay, Shamsul Aziz to answer bold questions, right?
Mm.
Because we are talking about gas and oil exploration, and these companies are actually destroying the environment. So that's the interview style. It's bold, it's serious, and it actually demands honest answer from the person that she is interviewing with. And how does the spokesperson react to the questions? Since the questions are about negative things, how did he react to the questions?
Uh, he asked the question with open mind
Mm-hmm.
and say him thoughts to
Mm-hmm.
them to the interview.
Mm-hmm. Correct. So the person knows what to answer, right?
Yeah.
So even if the questions are negative, okay, Shamsul Aziz was actually able to give answers that are direct, that are turning the interview question into something positive towards their company, that they are not into discriminating people, but they're actually doing something to protect their staff, the environment, and the local community. So that's the challenge now. If you are faced in an interview like that, interviewers could challenge you. Now, the thing here is that how are you going to change the negative question into something positive to help rebuild and not taint the image of your company? Okay. And
Yeah.
what does the company do for its staff? Okay, let's start with its staff. What does it do with its staff? Okay, were you able to take note of the things that they do in their workforce?
Nhung nghe gì không Nhung?
Okay, first, they promote fairness, right? So you have heard the term fairness.
Nghe
What
nhẹ.
else? Okay, they also
Được.
promote what? So within the workforce, they promote fairness, they promote safety, right? And at the same time, they also provide training. Okay, it says there, they combat discrimination, they promote safety, healthcare, and education to their strong to make their workforce strong. So that's their commitment to their staff. How about the environment? How do they protect the environment, considering the fact that they are a gas and oil exploration company?
Tôi không take note lại rồi nhưng mà
Không nghe thấy gì.
mình cứ lo để ý vào câu trả lời kia.
There are actually two things mentioned in the converse in the interview. So first, okay, there is the
Ừm,
reduction of
sorry teacher. Can I listen again because I don't take note about what the company do for.
Giờ rồi lần
As
sau.
I only listen, and so I cannot remember.
Sắp hết giờ
yeah.
rồi lần sau nghe.
Yeah, in this kind of listening activity, since we are now in our unit 6, the interview questions, the conversations are longer. So, in order for you to remember, you have to take note of
À,
the things that they mentioned in the conversation, right? So, well, we'll I can give you the listening activity so you can also practice on your own. So there are actually two things mentioned for environment, and then there are also the activities that the company do uh, for the local communities where it operates. Okay,
à,
so I think it would not have enough time for you to listen again, but I'll give you the link to the listening text and then a screenshot of this activity. So you can also
à.
challenge yourself to take note of your answers.
Yeah,
All
thank you,
right.
teacher.
Okay, so this will be the last part of our activity for today. At our next meeting, we will talk more about the different words that we can connect to what we call an ethical company and the unethical company. These are all the words that were mentioned in the interview. Okay, and next meeting, we will define them one by one. And we will also be having several listening activity wherein we need to get information from the listening text. Okay, so that's all for our session today. Do you have any questions or clarification?
No, teacher.
How about you, Miss Rose?
I
Do you
am
have any
too.
question? All
I
right.
don't question.
No, no question. Right. So this is actually a difficult topic because it encompasses not just the business, but all the ethical standards that the company may consider in running a business. Okay. So we'll
Yeah.
continue with the rest of our discussion questions on our next session. Goodbye, Miss Tram
Bye
and Miss
bye,
Rose.
teacher. Bye
Goodbye.
everyone.
See you again.